Ladies and gentlemen, something that's absolutely crucial to your success, your happiness, and your overall quality of life. It's something that's within your reach, something you have control over, and something that can dramatically change your future. What I'm talking about is take the time to train your mind. Now, why is this so important? Well, let me ask you this. Has you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all together? Why they're successful, happy, and seemingly unfazed by life's challenges? While others, perhaps even with similar circumstances, struggle day in and day out. The difference, my friends, is in their minds. It's in how they think, how they perceive the world, and how they react to what life throws at them. You see, your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. It's the control center of your life. It dictates your actions, your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately, your results. But here's the kick. Most people never take the time to train their minds. They let their thoughts run wild. They react based on emotions rather than logic, and they wonder why they can't seem to get ahead. But not you. Not after today, because today we're going to talk about how you can take control of your mind, how you can train it to work for you instead of against you, and how this simple act can transform every aspect of your life. Now let's start with a fundamental truth. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant and it will grow. If you plant negative thoughts, doubts, and fears, guess what? You'll harvest. That's right. More negativity, more doubt, and more fear. But if you plant positivity, confidence, and determination, you'll reap a bountiful harvest of success and happiness. So, how do we go about planting the right seeds? It starts with awareness. You need to become aware of your thoughts. Most people go through life on autopilot, never really paying attention to what's going on in their heads. But successful people, they're different. They're constantly monitoring their thoughts, weeding out the negative ones, and nurturing the positive ones. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're faced with a challenging task at work. The average person might think, this is too hard. I can't do this. I'm going to fail. And guess what? With that kind of mental programming, they probably will fail. It's about the person who's trained their mind. They think differently. They might say, this is challenging, but I'm capable. I've overcome difficulties before, and I'll do it again. This is an opportunity for me to grow and prove myself. Can you see the difference? It's night and day. And it all starts with being aware of your thoughts and consciously choosing the ones that serve you. Now I can already hear some of you thinking, but Jim, I can't control my thoughts. They just happen. And to that I say, Bologna, you absolutely can control your thoughts. It takes practice, yes. It takes discipline, absolutely. But it is entirely within your power. If you can think a thought, you can think another thought. If you can worry, you can also encourage yourself. If you can doubt, you can also believe. It's all a choice, and the more you practice making the right choice, the easier it becomes. Me to my next point. Repetition is the mother of skill. If you want to train your mind effectively, you need to do it consistently. It's not enough to have a positive thought once in a while. You need to make it a habit. You need to do it every single day, multiple times a day. Here's a simple exercise you can start with. Every morning when you wake up, before you do anything else, take 5 minutes to fill your mind with positive thoughts. Think about your goals, visualize your success, remind yourself of your strengths and capabilities. To do this every single day without fail, and watch how it starts to change your entire outlook on life. Don't stop there. Throughout the day, whenever you catch yourself thinking negatively, stop. Take a deep breath and consciously replace that negative thought with a positive one. It might feel awkward at first. It might even feel a bit forced. But remember, you're training your mind. And just like training your body, it takes time and consistency to see results. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of training your minds. Learning, your mind thrives on new information, new ideas, new perspectives. The more you learn, the more flexible and adaptable your thinking becomes. And in today's rapidly changing world, that's an invaluable asset. So make a commitment right now to become a lifelong learner. Read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, have meaningful conversations with people who challenge your thinking. Feed your mind with quality information, and it will reward you with quality thoughts and ideas. I often say formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. And that's true. The most successful people I know are voracious learners. They're constantly seeking out new knowledge, new skills, new ways of thinking. They understand that in the game of life, the learners are the earners. But here's the thing. It's not just about accumulating information. It's about applying what you learn. Knowledge without action is like having a Ferrari in your garage but never driving it. It's wasted potential. How can I use this? How can I apply this to my life, my work, my relationships? This brings me to another crucial point in training your mind. Setting goals, your mind needs direction, needs something to focus on, something to work towards. Without clear goals, your mind will wander aimlessly, and you'll find yourself stuck in the same place year after year. So take the time to set clear. Just make goals for yourself. What do you want to achieve in the next year? In the next 5 years, in your lifetime, write these goals down, make them as detailed as possible. And here's the caveat. Review them regularly. Read through your goals every single day. Visualize yourself achieving them. Feel the emotions of success. Why is this so important? Because your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When you consistently visualize your goals, your mind starts to believe they're attainable. It starts to look for opportunities to make them a reality. It starts to work in your favor rather than against you. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of training your mind. Managing your emotions. Your emotions can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. They can propel you towards success or hold you back in fear and doubt. The key is learning how to manage them effectively. Here's a truth that might be hard to swallow. You are not your emotions. You experience emotions, but they don't define you. They're simply signals, information that your mind and body are sending you. The problem is most people let their emotions control their actions. They react based on how they feel in the moment, rather than responding based on what will serve them best in the long run. But when you train your mind, you learn to create a gap between stimulus and response. You learn to observe your emotions without being controlled by them. You learn to ask yourself, is this emotion serving me right now? Is it moving me closer to my goals or further away? This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It means acknowledging them, understanding where they're coming from, and then choosing how to respond. It's about emotional intelligence, and it's a crucial skill in today's world. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're working on a big project and you hit a major setback. The average person might feel frustrated, angry, maybe even defeated. They might lash out at their team or give up altogether. But the person who's trained their mind, they feel those same emotions, but they don't let them dictate their actions. Instead, they might think, okay, this is a setback. Frustrating, but getting angry won't solve anything. What can I learn from this? How can I use this as an opportunity to improve? Can you see the difference? It's all about how you interpret and respond to your emotions. The good news is this is a skill you can develop with practice. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of training your mind. If you have a resilience, life is going to throw curveballs at you. You're going to face setbacks, disappointments, and failures. It's not a matter of if, but when. The question is, how will you handle them? Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It's the mental toughness that allows you to keep going when things get tough. And let me tell you, it's one of the most important qualities you can develop if you want to succeed in life. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop, and you develop it by training your mind to see challenges as opportunities, to see failures as lessons, to see setbacks as temporary obstacles rather than permanent roadblocks. Think about it this way. Every successful person you admire has faced failure. They've had setbacks, they've made mistakes, they've had moments of doubt. But what sets them apart is how they responded to these challenges. They didn't let failure define them. They used it as fuel to drive them forward. So how do you develop this kind of resilience? It starts with your mindset. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? When faced with a challenge, ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to become stronger, smarter, better? Remember, the only true failure is the failure to learn. Every setback, every mistake, every disappointment is an opportunity for growth. It's a chance to develop your character, to strengthen your resolve, to sharpen your skills. And other key points. Resilience isn't about never feeling discouraged or defeated. It's about not staying in that state. It's about picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and moving forward with renewed determination. This brings me to another crucial aspect of training your mind. Developing a growth mindset. Now you might have heard this term before, but let me explain why it's so important. The growth mindset is the belief that your abilities, your intelligence, your talents can be developed through effort, good teaching, and persistence. It's the opposite of a fixed mindset, which believes that your qualities are carved in stone, that you're either smart or dumb, talented or untalented. There's no room for change. People with a growth mindset understand that the brain is like a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it gets. They see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than threats to their self-image. They embrace effort as the path to mastery rather than seeing it as a sign of inadequacy. And here's a kicker. Research has shown that people with a growth mindset achieve more than those with a fixed mindset. They're more successful in their careers. They have better relationships. They're happier and more fulfilled. So how do you develop a growth mindset? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to your self-talk. When you face a challenge, do you tell yourself, I can't do this or I can't do this yet? That little word yet makes all the difference. It acknowledges that while you might not have the skills or knowledge right now, you can develop them with effort and practice. Another key aspect of a growth mindset is embracing failure as part of the learning process. Instead of seeing failure as proof that you're not good enough, see it as valuable feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve next time? And remember, effort is the key to growth. Praise yourself for your efforts, not just your results. So celebrate the process of learning and improving, not just the final outcome. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of training your mind. Developing good habits. Your habits shape your life. They're the small actions you take day in and day out, often without even thinking about them. And over time, these small actions add up to create your life experience. The problem is most people never take the time to consciously choose their habits. They let their habits form by default based on their environment, their upbringing, their momentary desires. And then they wonder why they can't seem to achieve their goals or create the life they want. But when you train your mind, you take control of your habits. You consciously choose the actions you want to repeat day after day. You design your life rather than letting it happen by default. So how do you develop good habits? Starts with clarity. Get clear on what you want to achieve, and then identify the daily actions that will move you towards those goals. Want to be healthier? Maybe your habit is to exercise for 30 minutes every morning. Want to be more successful in your career? Maybe your habit is to read industry-related material for an hour every evening. Once you've identified the habits you want to develop, the key is consistency. Remember, it's not what you do once in a while that shapes your life. It's what you do consistently. So start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick one or two habits to focus on and commit to doing them every single day, no matter what. And here's a pro tip. Link your new habits to existing ones. For example, if you want to start meditating, do it right after you brush your teeth in the morning. This creates a trigger for your new habit, making it easier to remember and stick to. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of training your minds. Managing your focus. In today's world, we're bombarded with distractions. Social media, emails, notifications. There's always something vying for our attention. And if we're not careful, these distractions can rob us of our productivity, our creativity, and our peace of mind. But when you train your mind, you develop the ability to control your focus. You learn to direct your attention to what's truly important rather than getting caught up in the noise and chatter of the world around you. So how do you manage your focus? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to where your mind tends to wander. What distracts you most often? Once you're aware of your distractions, you can start to manage them. One effective technique is time blocking. Set aside specific times for specific tasks, and during those times, eliminate all distractions. Turn off your phone notifications, close unnecessary browser tabs, and focus solely on the task at hand. Another powerful technique is the Pomodoro method. Work in focused 25-minute bursts, followed by short 5-minute breaks. This helps maintain your concentration while also giving your mind regular rest periods. And remember, focus is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. So start small, maybe begin with 10 minutes of focused work and gradually increase the duration as your concentration improves. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of training your mind. Cultivating gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make. It has the ability to transform your entire outlook on life, to shift you from a state of lack to a state of abundance. You see, our minds have a natural tendency to focus on the negative. It's a survival mechanism hardwired into us from our caveman days when we needed to be constantly alert to potential dangers. But in today's world, this tendency often does more harm than good. It keeps us stressed, anxious, and dissatisfied. But when you cultivate gratitude, you train your mind to focus on the positive. You start to notice and appreciate the good things in your life rather than taking them for granted. And here's the amazing thing. The more you practice gratitude, the more you find to be grateful for. So how do you cultivate gratitude? Start with a simple daily practice every morning or evening. Take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe you're grateful for your morning coffee, for the smile of a loved one, for the feeling of the sun on your face. The key is to really feel the gratitude as you write. Don't just go through the motions. Really connect with the feeling of appreciation. Let it fill your heart and mind. Let's do another powerful gratitude practice. Look for the good in challenging situations. When you face a difficulty, ask yourself, what's good about this? What can I learn from this? How might this benefit me in the long run? This doesn't mean denying the reality of tough situations. It means choosing to focus on the potential positives, even in difficult times. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of training your minds. Developing a positive self-image. Your self-image, the way you see yourself, has a profound impact on every area of your life. It affects your confidence, your relationships, your career, your willingness to take risks and pursue opportunities. The problem is, many people have a negative self-image. They focus on their flaws, their mistakes, their shortcomings. They compare themselves unfavorably to others. And as a result, they hold themselves back from achieving their full potential. But when you train your mind, you learn to develop a positive, empowering self-image. You learn to focus on your strengths, your successes, your unique qualities. You learn to see yourself as capable, worthy, and deserving of success and happiness. So how do you develop a positive self-image? Here it starts with self-awareness. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Are you constantly criticizing yourself, putting yourself down, doubting your abilities? If so, it's time to change that inner dialogue. Start by challenging your negative self-talk. And you catch yourself thinking something negative about yourself, stop and ask, is this really true? Is there evidence to support this thought? How would I talk to a friend in this situation? Then replace those negative thoughts with positive, empowering ones. Instead of I'm not good enough, try I'm constantly learning and improving. Instead of I always mess things up, try and learn from my mistakes and grow stronger. Another powerful technique is to create a list of your strengths, accomplishments, and positive qualities. Review this list regularly, especially when you're feeling down or doubting yourself. This helps reinforce a positive self-image and reminds you of your true capabilities. Remember, your self-image isn't set in stone. It's something you can consciously shape and improve. And as you do, you'll find that your outer world begins to align with your inner beliefs. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of training your mind. Developing empathy and emotional intelligence. In today's interconnected world, your ability to understand and connect with others is more important than ever. It's not just about IQ anymore. EQ, or emotional intelligence, is equally, if not more important for success in life and business. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes, seeing the world from their perspective. And when you develop this skill, it transforms your relationships, your leadership abilities, and your overall effectiveness in dealing with people. So how do you develop empathy? It starts with listening, really listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak, but truly trying to understand the other person's point of view. Practice active listening. Ask questions. Reflect back what you've heard. Show genuine interest in what others are saying. Another powerful technique is to practice perspective taking. When you're in a disagreement or conflict with someone, take a moment to imagine the situation from their point of view. What might they be feeling? What motivations or concerns might they have that you haven't considered? Remember, empathy doesn't mean you have to agree with everyone. It means you make an effort to understand them. And when you do, you'll find that your interactions become more productive, your relationships more fulfilling, and your influence more powerful. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of training your mind. Developing a sense of purpose. Having a clear sense of purpose is like having a North Star to guide you through life. It gives meaning to your actions, direction to your efforts, and motivation during tough times. But here's the thing. Purpose isn't something you find. It's something you create. It's not about waiting for some grand epiphany to strike you out of the blue. It's about consciously deciding what you want your life to be about, what kind of impact you want to have on the world. So how do you develop a sense of purpose? You start by asking yourself some big questions. What matters most to you? What are you passionate about? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? What problems in the world do you want to solve? Take the time to really ponder these questions. Write down your thoughts, discuss them with people you trust, and don't worry if you don't have all the answers right away. Developing a sense of purpose is a journey, not a destination. Once you have a general idea of your purpose, start aligning your daily actions with it. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now moving me towards my purpose or away from it? Make decisions based on your purpose, not just on short-term gratification or societal expectations. And remember, your purpose can evolve over time. As you grow and change, your sense of purpose might shift too. That's okay. The important thing is to always be moving towards something meaningful to you. Now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to emphasize something crucial. Training your mind is not a one-time event. It's not something you do for a week or a month, and then you're done. It's a lifelong journey. It's a daily practice. It's just like you wouldn't expect to get in shape. By going to the gym once, you can't expect to transform your mind with a single seminar or book. It takes consistent effort day in and day out. It takes commitment. It takes discipline. 3 years of good news. Rewards are immeasurable when you take the time to train your mind. You're investing in the most important asset you have. You're creating a foundation for success in every area of your life. Think about it. With a trained mind, you'll make better decisions. You'll have more fulfilling relationships. You'll be more resilient in the face of challenges. You'll be more focused and productive. You'll be happier and more content. You'll be better equipped to achieve your goals and create the life you truly want. So I challenge you today. Begin with training your mind. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Set aside time each day for personal development, whether it's reading, meditating, journaling, or practicing the techniques we've discussed today. Start small if you need to. Even 15 minutes a day can make a big difference if you're consistent. And as you begin to see the benefits, you'll naturally want to invest more time and energy into your mental training. Remember, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And becoming that person starts with training your mind. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Jim, I'm too busy. I don't have time for all this mind training. And to that I say, you can't afford not to make time for it. Because if you don't take control of your mind will control you. And that's a recipe for a life of frustration, underachievement, and regret. Think about it this way. You make time for things that are important to you, right? You make time to eat, to sleep, to work. Well, training your mind is just as important, if not more so, because it affects everything else in your life. So prioritize it. Schedule it. Treat it with the same importance you would any other crucial appointment or commitment. Your future self will thank you. It's another thing to remember. Training your mind isn't always easy. There will be days when you don't feel like doing it. Days when you'd rather watch TV or scroll through social media. But those are the days when it's most important to stick to your commitment. Because here's the truth. The quality of your life is determined by your ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. That's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. That's what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who merely dream. So when you don't feel like training your mind, do it anyway. Push through the resistance, because on the other side of that resistance is growth. On the other side of that resistance is the person you're striving to become. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. Surround yourself with people who support your growth. Find mentors who can guide you. Join communities of like-minded individuals who are also committed to personal development. Share what you're learning with others. Teach it. Because when you teach something, you learn it at a deeper level. And you never know how your journey might inspire and impact others. In conclusion, I want to leave you with this thought. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. It has the ability to create amazing things, to overcome incredible obstacles, to transform your life in ways you can't even imagine right now. But like any tool, it needs to be sharpened. It needs to be maintained. It needs to be trained. So take the time to train your mind. Make it a priority. Make it a habit. Make it a way of life. Because when you do, you'll unlock your true potential. You'll become the best version of yourself. You'll create a life of success, fulfillment, and meaning. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And your journey to a trained, empowered mind begins right now with the decision to make it a priority. So what will you do differently starting today? What new habit will you implement? What negative thought pattern will you challenge? What positive practice will you begin? The choice is yours. The power is yours. The future is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here with you today. We're going to talk about something that's close to my heart, something that can change your life if you let it. Our topic is champions find a way to make it happen. Now, isn't that something? Champions find a way. They don't wait for a way. They don't hope for a way. They find a way. See, life doesn't always hand us what we want on a silver platter. You're not supposed to. Life is designed to challenge us, to make us grow, to turn us into the champions we're meant to be. And that's what we're going to explore today, how to become that champion who always finds a way. Start with a fundamental truth. Success is not a matter of luck or chance. Success is a result of doing certain things in a certain way consistently over time. Champions understand this. They know that if they want to make things happen, they need to take responsibility for their lives and their actions. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. But here's the thing. While it's not easy, it's simple. The principles of success are straightforward. The challenge lies in applying them consistently, day in and day out. How many of you want to be successful? Raise your hands. Look around. Everyone wants to be successful, but here's the follow-up question. How many of you are willing to do what it takes to be successful? Now we're getting somewhere. See, the difference between champions. Everyone else isn't in their desires. It's in their willingness to pay the price. Champions understand that everything has a price. Want to be healthy? There's a price. Want to be wealthy? There's a price. Want to have great relationships? There's a price. The key is to stop asking, is it possible? And start asking, what's the price? Once you know the price, you can decide if you're willing to pay it. And if you are, then all that's left is to get busy paying that price. Now let's talk about goals. You know, champions are goal-oriented. They know where they're going and why they're going there. If you don't have a target, how can you expect to hit it? It's like getting in your car without a destination. You might drive around for a while, but you're not going to get anywhere specific. So let me ask the poets, what do you want to achieve in the next year? The next 5 years? The next decade? If you don't have clear answers to these questions, that's your first homework assignment. Get clear on what you want. But there's not enough to just have goals. You need to have the right goals, goals that challenge you, that excite you, that make you want to jump out of bed in the morning. Because let me tell you, if your goals don't scare you a little bit, they're probably not big enough. Champions set big goals. They dream big dreams. Why? Because they understand a fundamental truth. You will hit some of your targets and miss others, but you will always fall short of a target you don't have. So aim high. The worst that can happen is you'll land somewhere pretty impressive. Now, once you have your goals, the next step is to develop a plan. Champions are planners. They don't leave their success to chance. They figure out what needs to be done and they do it. They break their big goals down into smaller, manageable tasks. They create systems and routines that move them closer to their goals every single day. They rarely work out exactly as you expect. Life is a way of throwing curveballs. And this is where champions really shine, because champions understand that the plan is not the goal. The goal is the goal. The plan is just a roadmap. And if one road is blocked, they find another. This ability to adapt, to be flexible, to find a way no matter what, this is what separates champions from the rest. They don't get discouraged when things don't go according to plan. They get creative. They problem solve. They persist. Let me share a little secret with you. Problems are opportunities in work clothes. Every problem you face is a chance to grow, to learn, to become better. Champions understand this. They don't run from problems. They run towards them because they know that on the other side of every problem is a reward. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial to success. Personal development. Champions are learners. They're always working on themselves, always trying to get better. They understand that to have more, you must become more. Success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. What books are you reading? What seminars are you attending? What skills are you developing? If you're not investing in yourself, you're shortchanging your future. The most important investment you can make is in yourself. 3 is the beauty of personal development. You're like compounds, just like interest in a bank account. The benefits of personal development compound over time. You read a book, you learn a new idea. You apply that idea, you get a little better. You get a little better, you attract more opportunities. More opportunities lead to more success. It's a beautiful cycle, but you have to start it. You have to make that initial investment in yourself. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked, but incredibly important. Your environment. Champions understand that environment is stronger than willpower. They know that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So they choose their environment carefully. Who are you spending time with? Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Or are they challenging you to be better or enabling you to stay the same? Champions surround themselves with people who inspire them, who challenge them, who support their dreams. And it's not just about people. It's about everything in your environment. What are you watching on TV? What kind of music are you listening to? What kind of information are you consuming? All of these things shape your thinking, and your thinking shapes your life. So take a good look at your environment. If it's supporting your goals or hindering them, if it's not supporting you, change it. Remember, you don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you are. And what you are is largely determined by your environment. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely critical to success. Discipline. Champions are disciplined. They do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. They understand that motivation is fickle, but discipline is reliable. See, everyone wants to be successful when they feel motivated, but motivation comes and goes. It's unreliable. Discipline, on the other hand, is consistent. It's what gets you out of bed when you'd rather sleep in. It's what keeps you working when you'd rather watch TV. What makes you stick to your diet when you'd rather eat that cookie? Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's what turns dreams into reality. And here's the good news. Discipline can be developed. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So start small. Pick one area of your life where you want to be more disciplined. Maybe it's getting up early or exercising regularly or reading for 30 minutes a day, whatever it is, commit to it. Do it every day without fail. 30 days, it'll be hard at first, but it'll get easier. And before you know it, you'll have developed a new habit. So now let's talk about something that's crucial for long-term success. Patience champions understand that success is not an event. It's a process. They know that good things take time. They're willing to delay gratification, to work hard now for a payoff later. In our instant gratification society, this is becoming increasingly rare. Everyone wants success now. They want to lose weight without diet or exercise. They want to get rich without work or risk. They want to build a successful business overnight. But that's not how it works. Real success takes time. It takes consistent effort over a long period. Like planting a tree. You don't plant the seed one day and expect to sit in the shade the next. You have to water it, nurture it, protect it from the elements. And if you do that consistently over time, you'll have a strong, beautiful tree. The same is true for your goals. You have to be willing to put in the work day after day, even when you don't see immediate results. Because success is rarely linear, it's more like compound interest. It builds slowly at first, but if you stick with it, it eventually reaches a tipping point where it explodes. So be patient. Trust the process, keep doing the right things, and the results will come. Remember, champions are not people who never fail. They're people who never quit. Well, now let's talk about something that's absolutely essential. Taking action. Champions are doers. They don't just talk about their dreams. They take action to make them a reality. They understand that the best plan in the world is useless without action. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when it's applied. So many people know what to do, but they don't do what they know. They're always getting ready to get ready. They're always planning to start tomorrow. But champions know that there's magic in action. They know that clarity comes from engagement, not thought. They understand that you don't have to get it perfect. You just have to get it going. Because once you start moving, you can adjust your course as you go. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Because let me tell you a secret. You'll never feel completely ready. There will always be more to learn, more to prepare. The key is to start anyway. Take that first step, however small it might be. Remember, you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Just take that first step, and then the next one. And the next one, before you know it, you'll be halfway up the staircase, wondering why you ever hesitated to begin. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked, but incredibly important. The power of habits. Champions understand that success is not about making the right choices once in a while. It's about making the right choices consistently. And the key to consistency is habits. See, your habits shape your life. What you do on a daily basis is what you become. If you read every day, you become knowledgeable. If you exercise every day, you become fit. If you save money every day, you become wealthy. It's not the big things that change your life. It's the little things you do consistently over time. So take a look at your habits. Are they moving you towards your goals or away from them? Are they making you better or keeping you stagnant? Remember, you don't decide your future. You decide your habits, and your habits decide your future. So the good news is that habits can be changed. It's not easy, but it's possible. And once you change your habits, you change your life. So start small. Pick one habit you want to develop. Maybe it's reading for 15 minutes a day. Or doing 10 push-ups every morning. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for before bed. Whatever it is, commit to it. Do it every day without fail for 30 days. It'll be hard at first, but it'll get easier. And before you know it, you'll have a new habit that's moving you towards your goals. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial. Mindset. Champions have a growth mindset. They believe that their abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. They see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, not as threats to be avoided. You see, your mindset is like the operating system of your brain. It determines how you interpret and respond to everything that happens in your life. If you have a fixed mindset, you believe your qualities are carved in stone. You're afraid of challenges because they might reveal your limitations. You give up easily because you believe if you're not good at something right away, you'll never be good at it. But if you have a growth mindset, you see your qualities as things you can cultivate through effort. You embrace challenges because they help you grow. You persist in the face of setbacks because you believe your abilities can be developed. The beautiful thing about mindset is that it can be changed. You can develop a growth mindset. How? By embracing challenges, by persisting in the face of setbacks, by seeing effort as the path to mastery, by learning from criticism, by finding lessons and inspiration in the success of others. Remember, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Your beliefs about yourself and your abilities have a profound impact on what you can achieve. So choose your beliefs wisely. Choose beliefs that empower you, that push you to grow, that help you become the champion you're meant to be. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked but incredibly powerful: questions. Champions ask better questions. They understand that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask yourself. See, your brain is like a supercomputer, and your self-talk is the program it runs. So you ask yourself lousy questions, you'll get lousy answers. But if you ask yourself empowering questions, you'll get empowering answers. For example, instead of asking, why can't I do this? Ask, how can I do this? Instead of, what if I fail? Ask, what if I succeed? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? These questions direct your focus, and what you focus on expands. So if you focus on problems, you'll find more problems. But if you focus on solutions, you'll find more solutions. If you focus on opportunities, you'll find more opportunities. So pay attention to the questions you ask yourself. Are they empowering you or limiting you? Are they moving you towards your goals or away from them? Remember, the right question can change your life. So choose your questions wisely. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely essential. Taking responsibility. Champions take 100% responsibility for their lives. They don't blame others. They don't make excuses. They don't complain. They understand that they're the authors of their own lives. There's a fundamental law in the universe. The law of cause and effect. Every effect in your life has a specific and direct cause. Nothing happens by chance or outside the universal law of cause and effect. The exciting thing about this law is that you can reverse it. You can change the effect by changing the cause. So many people focus on the effects in their lives. They focus on their current circumstances, their current results. But champions focus on the causes. They understand that if they want to change the effects, they need to change the causes. This is incredibly empowering because it means that no matter what your current situation is, you have the power to change it. You're not a victim of circumstances. You're a creator of circumstances. So stop blaming others for your situation. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting for someone to come and save you. Take responsibility. Because when you take responsibility, you take control. And when you take control, you become unstoppable. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked. Incredibly important. The power of gratitude. Champions are grateful. They understand that gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. You see, gratitude changes everything. It turns what we have into enough, turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It turns problems into gifts, failures into success, the unexpected into perfect timing, and mistakes into important events. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. It's the antidote to negative emotions, the reset button for our mental state, the bridge to our goals. So many people focus on what they don't have and what's wrong in their lives, but champions focus on what they do have, on what's right in their lives. They understand that what you focus on expands. So if you focus on lack, you'll experience more lack. But if you focus on abundance, you'll experience more abundance. So start practicing gratitude. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. It could be as simple as a good cup of coffee, a smile from a stranger, or a beautiful sunset. The key is to do it consistently. You'll be amazed at how this simple practice can change your life. It'll shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right. It'll increase your happiness and decrease your stress. It'll improve your relationships and boost your self-esteem. It'll make you more resilient in the face of challenges. Remember, gratitude turns what we have into enough. And when you feel like you have enough, you operate from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. And that's when amazing things start to happen. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial. The power of persistence. Champions are persistent. They understand that most people fail not because they lack knowledge or talent, but because they quit too soon. You see, success is not a sprint. No marathon. It's not about how fast you go. It's about how long you can keep going. Champions understand this. They know that the road to success is often long and challenging. They know there will be obstacles, setbacks, and failures along the way. But here's the thing. Champions don't let these challenges stop them. They keep going. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. They see failures as lessons, as stepping stones to success. Every successful person you admire has failed multiple times. But what sets them apart is that they didn't let those failures define them. They learned from them, they grew from them, and they kept going. So don't be afraid of failure, embrace it. Learn from it, use it as fuel to keep going. Remember, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. Champions understand this. They know that persistence is the key to success. Now, as we wrap up our discussion today, I want to leave you with one final thought. You have greatness within you. You have the potential to be a champion, to make things happen, to achieve your dreams. But potential alone is not enough. You need to act on it. You need to nurture it, develop it, and express it through your actions. Remember, champions aren't born. They're made through the choices they make every day. They're made through the habits they develop, the mindset they cultivate, the persistence they demonstrate. They're made through the willingness to do what others won't, to go the extra mile, to keep going when everyone else has given up. Be that champion. Set big goals, develop a plan, take action, be disciplined, be patient. Cultivate good habits. Develop a growth mindset. Ask empowering questions. Take responsibility. Practice gratitude. And above all, persist. Because champions find a way to make it happen. As you leave here today, I want you to remember this. Your life is in your hands. You have the power to shape your destiny. You have the ability to become the champion you're meant to be. So go out there.